127 hours. The man who cut off his own arm to survive. Ultra-expanded survival story. There are moments in life when a single decision determines whether you live or die. But what happens when there is no decision left? When you're trapped alone in the middle of nowhere. No food. No water. No help. No hope. Just you and a boulder crushing your arms, slowly draining your life away. This is not fiction. This is the true story of Aron Ralston. A man who was forced to do the unthinkable, cut off his own arm with a dull knife to survive. This is not just a survival story. It's a story about the edge of human endurance and the terrifying battle between the mind, the body, and the will to live. Who was Aron Ralston? Aron Ralston, 27 years old, was an experienced outdoorsman, climber, and former engineer. He left his corporate job to pursue adventure, seeking the thrill of conquering the wild. He had summited over 50 of Colorado's 14ers, peaks over 14,000 feet. But his independence often bordered on recklessness. He rarely informed anyone of his solo trips. "I believed I was invincible in the wilderness," he later confessed. "I didn't need anyone. I had nature. I had myself." The fateful day. April 25, 2003. Blue John Canyon, an isolated slot canyon in Utah's Canyonlands National Park. A place as hauntingly beautiful as it is deadly. Towering walls of ancient sandstone rise hundreds of feet into the sky, narrowing into suffocating passageways barely wide enough for a human to squeeze through. There's no cell signal. No nearby towns. No marked trails. If something happens, no one will know. Aron carried 2 burritos, some chocolate, a 350 milliliters water bottle, a climbing harness, ropes, and a cheap multi-tool knife, the tool that would later decide life and death. The labyrinth of stone. Blue John Canyon isn't just remote, it's a natural trap. The walls twist unpredictably. The wind howls through the cracks. During the day, the sun bakes the rock to searing temperatures. At night, the desert cold bites deep. Slot canyons are notorious death traps. Flash floods can roar in from miles away without warning, turning the narrow corridors into torrents of water. Many have died here, swept away, crushed, or stranded. But Aron wasn't thinking about that. This was supposed to be a quick day adventure. The moment that changed everything. 2:45 p.m. Descending between 2 sandstone walls, Aron stepped onto a lodged boulder. In an instant the rock shifted. It broke loose. Time slowed as it crashed down, pinning Aron's right arm between itself and the canyon wall. The sound of snapping bone mixed with Aron's scream. Panic set in. He pushed, pulled, tried using his body weight. Nothing. The boulder weighed over 800 pounds, 362 kilograms. Solid sandstone. Immovable. It was like being caught in the jaws of the earth itself. The first 24 hours. Desperation exploded. He tried everything, slings with ropes, levering with gear, chiseling at the rock with his knife. The pocket knife blade dulled within minutes. Sparks flew uselessly from the rock. As night fell, the desert cold arrived. Aron shivered uncontrollably, wrapped himself in gear. His trapped hand throbbed, swelling, turning purple as circulation ceased. His brain began whispering the first terrifying thought. No one knows where I am. Into the abyss of the mind. By day 2, thirst gnawed harder than hunger. The small water bottle was nearly empty. Sweat dried instantly in the desert heat. By day 3, he began drinking his own urine, a foul, acidic liquid, but a desperate trick to delay death. He started recording goodbye messages on his camera. "Mom, Dad, I love you. I'm so sorry." Tears mixed with dust on his face. Hallucinations began. He saw his family. Heard laughter. He saw a boy, a toddler, missing part of his right arm, running toward him. A son he didn't have, but in that moment, he believed he would. The body begins to die. His body began shutting down. Lungs strained. Mouth cracked, bleeding. His tongue swelled. Skin split under the sun. The trapped arm turned gray, bloated, stiff. The smell of rot lingered. Every hour that passed brought new agony. And realization, the boulder won't move. No one's coming. He engraved his name, date of birth, and expected death date into the sandstone wall. A grave marker or a monument to the will to live. The unthinkable decision. On day 5, clarity hit. His arm was dead. Nerves gone. Flesh decayed. I can't move the rock, but maybe I can move me. He realized he could use torque, twisting his body to snap his own bones. He braced against the canyon wall. Pulled hard. Snap. The radius. Then the ulna. Crack. Then came the knife. Dull. Rusted. Barely cutting skin. He sawed through muscle. Tendon. Used pliers to tear tissue. Then the nerve. It was like sticking my body into an electric socket, a white-hot bolt of agony. Escape against death. Free but far from safe. Wrapped the stump with climbing rope. He was still miles from help. Aron rappelled down a 65-foot, 20-meter, cliff, with one arm. Then began hiking the canyon floor, bleeding, hallucinating, close to collapse. A miracle, a family of hikers appeared. Water. Help. The rescue helicopter arrived hours later. Aron was within 24 hours of dying from organ failure. Recovery, redemption, and legacy. 13 surgeries. Months of rehab. Fitted with a prosthetic designed for climbing. Within months, Aron returned to mountaineering. He summited peaks. Crossed deserts. Raced marathons. He wrote the best-selling book, Between a Rock and a Hard Place. His story became the Oscar-nominated film, 127 Hours, starring James Franco. Aron became a symbol of resilience, a speaker, an advocate, a man who faced death and chose life. Final reflection. When death whispers in your ear, what will you do? Aron's story is a mirror to every one of us. When everything is stripped away, comfort, security, the illusion of control, all that remains is the will to live. But now I ask you, if it were you, your body pinned, your time running out, would you have survived? Sources and verification. Book, Between a Rock and a Hard Place, by Aron Ralston. Documentaries, Desperate Days in Blue John Canyon, I Shouldn't Be Alive, Discovery. Film, 127 Hours, 2010, directed by Danny Boyle. Reports, BBC, CNN, National Geographic. Survivor interviews and official rescue reports. Survivor interviews and official rescue reports.